Hello everybody, this is David, aka Wally, for HighOnBeats video production tutorials. Today we're going to look at breakbeats and a clever way to chop them up. And what we're going to be doing more precisely is that we're going to be layering a breakbeat on top of existing MIDI drums. And we're going to keep everything in MIDI pretty much. Now I've gone ahead and created this little project, which I call Breaks. And we've got some MIDI drums that are already present that I took from one of my tunes. Here we've got our kick, our snare, and a couple of hi-hats. They're all routed to one MIDI clip, and we're going to listen to that right now. Alright, so as you can hear, it's pretty sort of techy, very synthetic sounding, which is what I was going for. But we're going to add to that and add some sort of natural groove to it. I've gone ahead and chosen a breakbeat that we're going to layer on top of these drums. And this is the breakbeat of all breakbeats, the granddaddy, the Amen break. This particular version is taken from a loop pack in some drum and bass loop pack that I have lying around somewhere on my hard drive. Let's listen to that. Now, Ableton has gone ahead and made that fit to the proper BPM already, which is 128. One thing we need to do before we proceed is that we want to actually make a version of this clip that is not warped and that is actually at 120 BPM. So it's not modified. The reason for doing this is that, well, you'll see later on when we chop this break up into little bits. If we don't actually do this, the little bits are still going to be at 150 BPM instead of being at the speed at which it's supposed to be warped at, which is slightly annoying. But if we don't do this now, we're going to have to start over. So next step is we're going to slice to new MIDI track. We're going to create 1/8 note slices. I'm going to show you what this means in a second. And we're going to use the built-in preset, and I'm going to show you what that means too. Now, basically, this conversion method is different for every DAW, but pretty much every DAW has its own take on this operation. All right, now that we're here, here's what has happened. Ableton has taken our audio file and has thrown it in to a drum rack. And as you can see here, we've got the whole audio file as is, and it's already chopped up in very convenient chunks of 1/8 of a note. And this is our choosing. When you convert to MIDI clip, you can choose a quarter note or a half note, or, well, whatever you fancy, really. The other option that I chose, let's go back here and see how that was called. The slicing preset as built-in is what's happening here. It's giving you a choice of macro controls on your drum kit, and you can actually pick a different one from the ones that Ableton made, depending on what you want to have access to different parameters in your macros, or you can even build your own and play around with that. That's one of the fun things that you can do. But for now, this is quite suitable for our need. Let's see what we've got here. And I must warn you, it's been crashing right here twice, and I had to start over, so bear with me. It's not going to crash this time. Fingers crossed. let's save just to make sure. All right. So we've got little slices here. That's so loud. Sorry. A kick, a hi-hat, a snare, a weird double kick thing, another double kick thing, another snare, hi-hat, another hi-hat. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to start by identifying these. And this is where it crashes every time. Okay, this was a kick. This was a hi-hat. I'm going to call this hi-hat 1. We've got a snare. Ah! See, I told you. All right. Okay. So for the third time. No problem, it's crashed. This will give me a second to say that I am currently running the beta version of Ableton Live 9. Reason for that being is I'm assuming that by the time you guys watch this video, you'll be in Ableton 9. And, well, contrarily to what is presently happening, it's usually quite stable. But anyways, let's not submit a crash report right now. Not the right time. Okay, we got a kick. Our first hi-hat, we'll call it hi-hat 1. Snare. Woo. A double kick thing. And I know I've got other hi-hats here. How you guys doing? How was your weekend? Going out? All right. Now I know that the layout I made was kick on C, snare on C1, and so on and so forth. This is my usual way of laying out drums. One thing I do suggest is that you figure out a way you like to lay out your drums and memorize that and use that all the time, so it's just less confusing. Now all the other slices we're gonna kindly get rid of to make it nice and clean, because I've got no MIDI outputting to all these other notes. These are the notes that I'm actually using. So let's hear what this does. Actually, okay, one last thing we need to do so that we can hear what's going on is that we want the MIDI to be coming from the kick, which is where my MIDI clip is, and monitor that in. Now, let's... Whoa! Oh, not sure why some clips are a lot louder than the others, but that's not... I guess I've got some velocity going on somewhere. We can... Okay, well, yeah. It's a mystery to me as to why the heck some sounds are louder than others. I kind of look like an ass right now. Doesn't matter though. We're gonna fix that, sort of. And let's hear how that sounds with the mix. This is actually not bad. It's actually pretty fun if you ask me. And it's giving it a nice groove. Not super subtle, and it doesn't mix in super well either. And that's because, well, I've got like an 808 kick somewhere in here, or something that sounds very much like an 808 kick. And it's clashing with the frequencies of this breakbeat. Yeah. This is our MIDI. Actually, let's rename this real quick. MIDI aim and break. Ooh, how fancy. All right, so let's look at our spectrum analysis. Yeah, as you can see, as I was guessing, there's a lot of stuff going on below our 100 hertz, which we don't really need because we've already got it in the MIDI, the original MIDI drums. See, that already sounds a lot. It just makes a lot more sense. You can go around and play with the envelope and get something cool out of this. But basically, already it's mixing it quite nicely. So this is what it was before. So it gives it a nice groove, already as is. Now, if we want to take this to one step further, we can go ahead and throw some effects on here to really sort of differentiate this layer. Last time when it crashed, I went ahead and used some reverb. You know what? This time I'll go for our filter delay, which I like very much. Wow, this break is so loud. Let's just turn this down a bit. This makes a bit more sense. There we go. So we already got something really cool going on here. If I had, let's say, a synth in here, I could vocal these drums, which is always super fun. You know, we could add some more stuff to it. How about a redux? Even automate that down sample and make something really fun out of it, and it just gives you a whole nother layer. So that's pretty much all I wanted to cover. If you guys have any effect combinations that you have used in this situation, or on drums in general, or whatever, feel free to share in the comments section on YouTube right here. If you have any questions regarding this video, feel free to post. Also, if you want to ask me directly, my email is posted right there in the comment section. Thanks for bearing with me. Sorry about that little crash. Hopefully we'll iron out the bugs for next video, and I will see you guys next time.